If people in years to come are listening to you or are watching this videotape, Patrick, what would you want to have them doing or thinking? Do you have any messages for the future?
I guess the primary message is the joy of commitment and of being useful. I just see so much cynicism and so much apathy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fun in that. I mean,
yeah.
Life can be so enjoyable if we really latch on to something we feel is important and then do the best we can to make a contribution in that area. It may sound like I'm preaching to you, but I find that this is what really distinguishes people like Bob Rodale,
mm-hmm.
who just enjoy their work and achieve a great deal of personal, professional satisfaction from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
From those who just kind of punch the clock.
Put their time in.
Put their time
mm-hmm.
in. And I'd say that's my number one suggestion, is that, you know, whatever we do, let's make sure that we're locked onto something that is worth doing, and then let's just do our best at it. And there are so many challenges in the area of agriculture, of health, of communities, of so many endeavors within life that need and deserve the attention of people. I'm very optimistic.
I'm sure you've instilled that in your children. I didn't ask you at the beginning of our talk about your family, but I know you have 5 children, all grown?
5 grown children, 8 grandchildren.
And 8 grandchildren.
I'm now married to my second wife. Their mother died of cancer in 1981 during my sabbatic in California. Since then, I married one of her best friends. At her she had suggested.
Your first wife suggested it?
She suggested this. Yeah.
She must have been a very unusual woman.
She was extraordinary, and I said, no, I'm not interested in marrying anybody. I mean, you're too tough an act to follow. And she said, no, and I want you to get married, and Nostra would be an excellent wife for you. And about that same time, she appeared to Nostra in a dream and said, Nostra, after I die, would you please marry Patrick?
Oh.
Neither of us said anything to the other about it until much later.
Uh-huh.
But we now live in California. I resigned from Penn State.
Yes, I think it's ironic that when we met the first time, I was living in California and you were living on the East Coast,
mm-hmm.
and now I'm living here and you're on the West Coast.
That's right.
Do you find California living very different?
Yes. I selected California not because of the climate, but for personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Nostra and I belong to a foundation, a non-denominational Christian foundation. There's headquarters out there, and we get a lot of joy in participating in the instruction and, you know, teaching the children.
Mm-hmm.
I teach a woodworking class, and you know, the kids just take great joy in learning how to drive a nail and things like this. And we do a tremendous amount of learning in that context, and that's why we picked Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
I had to resign from Penn State. Obviously, it was not a sustainable relationship. Me spending full time running a national program and being paid a chunk of my salary from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
They were very gracious. I had a wonderful career at Penn State for 20 years. They were very supportive. They really wanted me to come back and establish a sustainable agriculture program. They were very disappointed and I was also disappointed.
Yes, I'm sure.
When I couldn't do that, but you know, it was just not feasible to both run a national program of this nature and be a professor and do justice to the teaching and other responsibilities.
Well, I think the scope of what you're doing now is so important, and I'm personally very appreciative and professionally very appreciative, and echo the acknowledgement in the front of Alternative Agriculture where it says the work of Patrick Madden is particularly appreciated. And I thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you very much, Jayne.
And I wish you well.
Thank you.